Tomorrow is my birthday, and I just took my bath, and um, your pores start to get old at a certain age, honey. So I needed to put some type of mask on that I'm just going to rest in. But I want to talk about a moment that I just had with the ancestors outside. So this is not going to be a long video. I'm not going to stay on the live, but I want to share. Hold on. Y'all made it back? Okay, make sure you lock that door back. Yeah. So I wanted to have a conversation with you about what healing looks like. And this probably could have been a 1 minute video, but I wanted to take my time and say this live. So, and I'm probably going to do it again for my story in a more condensed version. But I want to give y'all just that off the cuff, right after I've processed it. You know, I said this earlier in the video that healing looks so different on all of us, and the thing that has been so them dogs barking was working me. The things that have been hold on 1 second. But the thing that came to me while I was outside was, and I was going through it like, and that's why it's taking me a little while to get this out, because I was really literally sitting outside. I had hit my little half that I had left, and I was just sitting there, and I was thinking about the role of a villain, you know, and there are two kinds of villains. There's the villain that's just the villain, you know. They don't care about you. They only out for themselves. They only thinking about themselves. But then there are those loved ones who love you so much that they have to show you things in order to get you ready for what's out there. And I could imagine how hard that's gotta be, for your loved ones to play to personify that warning. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, to have to personify that warning, to like to have to be that warning. And I was thinking about my uncle. I was thinking about my uncle, um, who who was like the villain in my life as a child. Like I villainized this man. Like everything that he did made my life a living hell. And for so long, I existed in that space. I existed in that space of blaming him and demonizing him and villainizing him for everything. And when I was outside today, it was like it was like something just washed over me, because I understand that healing, real healing, is not going to always look the way you think it's supposed to look. Like a lot of people got this cookie cutter idea, and this is what's messed up about the binary system. This is what's messed up about living in a one-sided society, because the other side has to by default be bad. If you ever notice, nobody really want to be left-handed. But it's a lot of very special left-handed people. I'm left-handed. They say that the person that sits to the right of God, like we always want to be right. Like we make right feel like just when you hear the word right, you automatically, unless you're talking about right wing, because that's then started to get a negative connotation. But typically, when we hear the word right, we always think something positive or something that is just automatically deemed the winner. Like this whole logic that even in that Bible, it said all things work together for the good. And you could read the rest of the scripture if you want to, but that's the most important part of me is understanding that all things are working together for the purpose that it was intended. Because when I think about the word good, good to me doesn't mean that that it never errors, that it never fails, that it never falters, that it never has an off day, that it's always just as it's supposed to go. Good means good to me is wholeness. When you say something that's good, you're not saying that it's perfect. You're not saying that it always does the way that it's supposed to go. When you say good, you mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, sometimes you have rough, like, good just is so encompassing. Like, we don't give the word good enough credit. That's why they use that word to say, and then everything was created and God said it was good. Because good is not 5 star. Like when you think of 5 star, you think, oh, this is gonna be a perfect experience. But when someone say, oh, the service was good, they didn't say that it was awesome or it was spectacular. They said it was good. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So was my uncle a bad man? No. He was a good man. My relationship with him wasn't always as good as I would have liked it to be. And I understand that he played the villain in my life to prepare me for the villains in life who would not give a fuck about me. Because when I look back over my life, I remember when he went and told everybody, because he outed me at my birthday party, which is crazy. Tomorrow is my birthday, and this kicked up for me. We was having a birthday party. The whole family was there. My grand auntie, my grandma, my mama, my aunties, my cousins, my sisters. Everybody was there, and he went out there and told everybody, and I'm telling this story during Pride Month because I want us to know that we can heal during Pride. Pride is not just about pumping your fist and being proud of who you are. It's about actually working on yourself so that you can model something more whole and more complete for the next generation. And it doesn't mean you're going to always get it right. It doesn't mean you're not going to have an off day. It doesn't mean that some days you're not going to jump in front of the camera and cuss people. But it means that but it means that you're going to be knowledgeable of what you did and you're going to work to grow past that. And hey, sometimes it might happen again. Fuck. But as long as you just be able to own that, because what I'm learning through this healing process is sometimes I'm gonna be the villain in some people's stories. Sometimes if you have children, if you have siblings who are younger than you or siblings who are older than you, if you have family that you love, sometimes you're gonna have to be the villain. Sometimes you're gonna have to be the character in the story that creates opposition if your goal is to prepare them for what's out there in that world. Because when my uncle told my family that about me, when I ran in that bathroom to kill myself, and I had took everything in that medicine cabinet, baby, he bust that door open and he scooped me up and he put me in the back seat of that car. And he carried me to the doctor and he carried me into the doctor's office. If he didn't love me, he wouldn't have treated me like that when he thought I was about to die. He was afraid for me. And he was trying to prepare me for the world in the best way that he knew how. He was a black man. And black men are supposed to be strong and they're not supposed to cry and they're supposed to always be on and they're supposed to be providers and kings and leaders and they're supposed to be protectors and so he was doing. And I'm in this place of forgiveness and I understand. But I was mad at that man for a long time. Ooh. I was mad at that man for a long time. Like I held I was mad at him. I was mad at him. And I didn't have no grace for him because I got sucked into liberation and feminism. And I'm not saying that feminism is wrong. And I'm not saying that pride is wrong. But I got so caught up in all of that that I that I that I that I was forgetting that he had been given a program before I got here and he had accepted it because that was all he knew. Then when I was then when I was born, by the time I was 20 years old, the world was opening up like an oyster. Cause I think right around 22 or 23, even poor people started getting access to cell phones. So information started flowing. I've always been a person that liked to travel, so I wasn't the one that never had went. I had I left I left. Um, I I think he died after I left the country the first time. Like I think he lived for me to go to. He lived until the first time I went to Africa, but then he died after that. Like, and he did not live a long time. He was probably in his early 60s. If he wasn't, he was like 59 or 60 or something like that. He did not live a long time. I mean, to me that's a long time because y'all know how I be talking. So but that's considerably young, when for most people's life expectancy, what we expect to get out of life, we want 70, 80 years at least, and I don't even think he made it in his 60s because he been gone since like 2000. He been gone since like maybe 2016. Yeah, he been gone a minute. So I just wanted to share that with y'all that you know when when we talk in this narrative about when people show you who they are, believe them, and when people say certain things. Like, understand that sometimes, you know, some of our ancestors, they they have to play the villain in our life, and I don't think it's easy for them. I think it eats them up. I think some of them have heart problems, some of them get diabetes, some of them get cancer, some of them have fallout, some of them get dementia, some of them have insomnia. Like, we don't know what having to play the villain in our lives in order to make sure we're prepared for the villain that don't give a fuck. We don't know what toll that is taking on them. We don't know what toll it's taking on our loved ones to have to play that character in our life to prepare us for the motherfucker that don't the father sucker that don't give a shit about us, ain't would don't care if we live or die, don't care how things turn out. The world can be a very ugly place, and if you dare to be different, you dare to stand out, you dare to have pride, you dare to be queer, you dare to be these, you better damn sure be ready. And so the family members, the loved ones, the friends, the siblings, the cousin, the auntie, I'm not talking about the haters. I'm talking about the ones that you know deep down inside they love you. But their role is to give it to you raw. To make sure that if you gonna be soft and you gonna be sweet, you also gonna know how to tap into that fucking vinegar and that lemon, the fucking cayenne. You gonna need these tools for what you about to navigate. So let me model the villain. Let me get you ready. And as I step into being an elder, as I move closer to my elder years, I see it in me. Bitch, I'm gonna be the villain in a many stories. But baby, if you ever get to see me play the villain, you better know that it is hurting me and I am paying the price for it. And I am doing it because I have the type of love that that makes a mama bird push her motherfucking birds out of the nest, not knowing if they're gonna fly or if they're gonna crack their fucking neck. I'm that type of motherfucking parent, that type of guide. So I'm gonna have faith, but I that's me. So sometimes I'm going, baby, when them little birds be getting pushed out the nest by their mama, I know they be like, what's wrong with this bitch? But then they start flying and they be like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I think if you go to the profile of the page, it could tell you that. But anyway, let me get off this video because I've been talking for 20 minutes and I only was supposed to be talking 5. Um, yeah, so like I'm glad I was able to share that and it just came out, this is important to share that. Please, as you come on, make sure you click that like button and make sure you leave a comment and tell me about somebody that has been, if anybody feel comfortable, talk about the villain in your life who you later realize that, hey, okay, I get that. Okay, okay, now in hindsight, feel comfortable with sharing, please leave your story in the comment section. Happy Pride. At Gemini season, I'ma say that. And my birthday tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye bye. Later. Oh wait. Down with the noun that I say cool, keep spitting and turning in Gani Uncle Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Remember to light your candles. recognizing the past, present, and the future, because that is the true Trinity. A man, a woman, lay them, lay